Today I'm making ginger Thai chicken with rice noodles. Super easy, pretty low calorie, and it's chicken breast, so very low fat. I mean, you can also use chicken thighs, but I have this really fat chicken breast, one single, and well, it's organic, so I don't know why it's so big, but it's gonna be perfect for two portions. I'm just cutting it in half because it's pretty large compared to the other ones that came with the same pack. A glass bowl, 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, and this is fish sauce. I'm adding half teaspoon kinda. Fish sauce, I mean, not everyone has it in the fridge, so if you don't have it, you can totally skip it and just add a little bit more of soy sauce. And then this is teriyaki sauce, and I'm adding 3 tablespoons of this. It's also adding salt to it, so I don't need to add salt. Ginger. This is the ginger you want. It's little, pretty small, and thin. You do not want the big, fat ginger, like the thick gingers. I'm not gonna tell you why, just trust me on that. You don't want those. You want the little one. It's healthier and it's more flavorful, and it's also more spicier. So I'm just using a tiny little bit. But if you want it more spicy, you can use more. But just keep in mind it's pretty strong, but this is like the real ginger, so it's a lot smaller. Shallot, I'm gonna be adding half of this into my marinade seasoning sauce. So just cut that in half and then chop it little bits as well as you can, just little ones. This is gonna go into the sauce, and we're gonna marinate the chicken in it. Black pepper, I always add black pepper to everything. This is minced garlic. I'm adding about 3 cloves of minced garlic. I like to pre-make it, so it lasts me a long time. Sesame seeds, but I'm not gonna be adding that right now because I don't want it to burn. Mix everything all together. I think the fish sauce does make a little bit of difference, but you don't need a lot of it. If you don't have it at home, just skip it. If it's not something that you use often, then I mean, there's not much reason to get one if is something that you don't plan on using. A lot of people hate fish sauce. They say that it smells really bad. I think it smells fine. But anyways, yeah. So marinate the chicken for about 10 minutes. When it's done marinating, hot oil, and then both chicken in. It's sizzling, like spraying everywhere, but that's okay. It's gonna be a lot of cleanup later. Adding a little bit of that sauce on top, but I'm keeping some of it that I'm gonna add on top again around like when it's almost done. Flip it over, and I'm also gonna cover it with a lid to steam it inside because I'm taking the heat a little bit lower so it can cook inside nicely without burning, because you can burn that sauce really easily. My water is boiling. This is the Thai noodles. I'm gonna be using rice noodles. It is so delicious. I love this. Like sometimes I just make this with just sesame oil. Yeah, so good. With my little sauce, putting it on top. I'm tilting the pan so the sauce comes to the bottom and I can scrape it onto it. That way I'm preventing it from burning a little bit later on. When it's almost done, putting sesame seeds, a little bit covered, like half a minute. Look how beautiful that is. Flipping that over, adding more sauce, of course. Yes, beautiful. And I'm also going to show you what I'm going to do with the remaining sauce to have a little bit more sauce to drizzle on top of my final dish. When it's done, I'm slicing it in kind of bite pieces. I mean, this is just to make it more aesthetic. If you want smaller bites, you can also cut it into smaller bites instead of like the half bites. To my remaining sauce, I'm adding some more teriyaki and mixing it all together because I felt like too much sauce was evaporated, so there was not enough to drizzle on top of my chicken. But this is what you can do with your remaining sauce just to get a little bit more. And then in go with my noodles. Yum. Love these noodles. Love like any kind of rice noodles. Chicken on top. That sauce is so delicious. I do think the fish sauce makes a little bit of difference. Like it adds a little bit more sourness to it. A little bit of sesame seeds just for aesthetics, and scallions on top, and a little bit of the sauce, which is pretty salty. So it's gonna be perfect with the noodles because the noodles are not very salty. So when you're making the noodles, don't add too much salt to the water. And here's the final result. It was so filling. I was in food coma for the rest of the day, and it's so good. It's a very hearty meal that you can definitely meal prep for a few days in advance to take to work or maybe to school. Very easy recipe and so delicious, full of flavors, and the ginger kick is divine.